Welcome back to the Loading Up podcast. I am your host, Producer Jay, along with both of my co-hosts, Brother Tay.
Yo.
And Brother Zay.
Yo, what's going on?
What is up, guys? Before we get into it, I want to remind you that you can like and subscribe if you're listening or watching to this on YouTube. You can rate us on any podcasting app that you're using, because we're on a lot of them. And you can share this with your friends. And one of the most important things you can do is you can support us by supporting our sponsors, which is W Energy and NordVPN and Starforge PCs. And if you if you use our code LUP at checkout for W Energy, you can save up to 20% up until the end of this. I was gonna say December. That is wrong. It is September.
Yeah.
So we're about halfway through, almost September. So get your W Energy savings while you can. Thank you very much. So, guys, what have you been playing? We'll start with Tay, because it's been a few weeks.
I've been busy. That's what's been going on.
Yes, you have been.
Been extremely busy.
Yeah, when are you not busy?
Normal days, I guess. I don't know. Not really. I've actually got the emulator, the 60 Switch. So I've been going through all those for the past few weeks. Setting up to play Mario 64 with my not Mario 64. Setting up to play Mario Party with my roommates and stuff.
Yeah.
So that's the danger I've been doing lately.
Yeah. Nice. It's always good to get in your nostalgia, you know?
Oh yeah, they got a lot of good ones in there. I think they
Oh,
have
actually, yeah, I was gonna ask, like, how good is like the quality of it? Because it's technically it's streaming. It's not like running anything locally, is it?
No, it's more like a streaming, but it's like streaming. It's a weird thing because like it kind of runs. It runs easily when everyone's all together. It's when you're trying to play with other people, it kind of gets a little wonky. But when you're just when you're all together playing on one, it runs very smooth. And because Nintendo doesn't really change much of its stuff, it all looks the same.
Yeah. Yeah, they have the same like layout and stuff to make it easier. I'm assuming that was done on purpose.
Yeah, so the replayability is extreme on this. You're like, oh, and it plays the same. You're like, oh man.
I've thought about. Yeah,
it really makes you think about getting the controller.
Oh yeah, they do have the controller. I forgot about that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but all right. So, Brother Zay, what have you been playing?
I've been trying to get through Tales of Arise. I feel like I'm coming up on the end, but I also feel like there's so much more. Because it's a good game. I've been trucking along through that, as well as trying out things like, as you see, if you're watching on YouTube, playing Spectre Divide, which is Shroud's game, sort of like Valorant. It's pretty cool. I like it. It's a shooter, so if you're into those type of shooters, like Valorant and what's that other one that came out? Was another one that's kind of like that. If you're into those type of shooters, it's a lot of fun. I've also been playing, obviously, Call of Duty. I always revert back to Call of Duty.
Within doubt.
Yeah. So if you ask me what I'm playing, Call of Duty is definitely up there.
Most likely, yeah.
Are you okay? They haven't done anything to you yet?
No, we're all good. Okay. No back shots yet.
The beta ended. That we gotta wait till October for that.
Oh my god, just the greatest clips I've been seeing all day.
Yeah, I know you sent me a few of them. I'm just like, yo,
they keep showing up everywhere I go.
Yeah, so that's what I've been playing. What you been playing?
Just same old. I feel like a broken record at this point. I'm playing through Elden Ring, playing Dungeons of Hinterberg. It's like I take my time with games. I don't like rushing through them. But I'm one of those people who just, and this is not just for gaming, it's for anything. I can't binge anything. Like I used to. When I was in freaking high school, I could binge anything. I could binge games, I could binge TV shows, movies, whatever. But for whatever reason, I can't do that no more. I feel like there's something in my brain that tells me you should probably be doing something else. And then that something else ends up being scrolling TikTok for 2 hours.
You would rather scroll TikTok for 2 hours than play.
It's not that I'd rather do that. It's just what happens. I catch myself a lot, and I'm just like, why am I doing this? I could have been playing.
He doesn't do it on purpose. You have to forgive him.
Please forgive me.
I'm gonna just text you randomly and be like, get off TikTok. Go back.
You should. Honestly, that probably would work. You're like, damn it, I did it again.
It's gonna be so random. You're gonna be like, what the hell? How do you know?
How you knew I was on TikTok?
How'd you know? How'd you know this?
But yeah, so that's just what I've been playing. I'm trying to finish the stuff, finish my backlog, because I don't want to start anything else yet. Because then if I do, then I'll never finish Elden Ring. So.
No, you just don't want to catch the jokes again. It's understandable.
Well, that too.
I also don't want to bully you anymore as well.
It's okay. It happens.
So just I would try.
I did that to Brother Tay at that point.
That's crazy.
Have you not seen the way they talk to each other?
I know, it's crazy.
They were wild the other day.
So I tried to play Space Marine 2 on my PC. Had some technical issues, but that has nothing to do with the game. That has to do with more like my PC.
Yeah.
I'm gonna buy on Xbox. I'm just waiting. Because when I did play of it, it was absolutely awesome.
Yeah.
It was really, really awesome, really fun. So I'm definitely gonna get it on Xbox, and I'm gonna play more of that. So I'm looking forward to playing some more of that, because that's just mindless, blood, gore, and just action.
Yeah. What I've heard people describe it as is like the best version of like the 360 era games.
Yeah.
Because like back then on the 360 PS3, it was very simple. You just had big guys, big guns, and just killing enemies. That was it. And people loved it. That's why Gears of War is so popular. But so that's basically like what people described it as. And I mean, I'm not gonna get it because I have enough to play. But I've been tempted. FOMO didn't get me that time.
It'll get me.
It got you.
I think a lot of things have gotten you, Brother Tay. I don't think those count anymore.
Damn, that's crazy. Let's jump into the news.
Yeah, let's jump into the news.
All right, so this happened at the time of recording, so Thursday evening. Sort of the news broke out that the entire staff of the beloved game publisher Annapurna Interactive has reportedly resigned. That's Annapurna Interactive, the company behind games like Stray, Outer Wilds, Neon White, and What Remains of Edith Finch, and plenty more, all decided that they're going to resign because they could not come to an agreement with the president of Annapurna to become independent. And I think they said over 24 staffers resigned all in the same day. And that's absolutely crazy. Absolutely insane that this indie dev, who's beloved in the gaming community, they've come out with many games that were just absolutely fantastic. They're just no longer. They're no longer Annapurna Interactive because no developers are currently working there.
Yeah. I don't think anything like this has happened before. I mean, granted, Annapurna Interactive is a smaller company, so you hear 24 leaving, it doesn't sound like a lot, but that's the whole staff.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is really just crazy. Like, we just found out about it right before we started recording, so honestly, I don't even know how to feel about it. Like, I thoroughly enjoy a lot of Annapurna games, specifically Stray. I remember playing that, And there was other ones I know that I never really thought of trying before, but because I've heard of Annapurna, like I know they like to, not that they like to, but they tend to like highlight very interesting indie games. So the fact that they potentially just are gone, I don't know if they're gonna like try and like fill the void, or what's gonna happen to all the games that they've published. Like, what does that mean? Or like games that they're publishing that haven't released yet. Like, there's a lot of questions, and well, I mean, we're gonna wait and see and find out what happens. But it sucks because, I mean, you don't want an indie publisher to kind of go away, because then that's one less. The bigger publishers like stick their fingers into all the that is indie games, and the big publishers getting involved. So yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens, but this is just really crazy.
Yeah, I mean, what it was that the heads of the studio, I guess, the co-heads of the studio, Deborah Mars and Nathan Villa, they left the company, and the parent company, Annapurna Divisions, they wanted to integrate all divisions together, the film division, their TV division, as well as their theater, with the gaming division. They wanted to basically consolidate power under just one name. And I guess the developers didn't want that. They were trying to seek to become independent when negotiations fell through, and then of course they just decided to resign. I do wonder what will happen. Will they open up another indie developer? Will they open up one of their own and just be the former developers at Annapurna Interactive? It's absolutely crazy to me.
I hope they do. The idea.
Yeah. I hope they do.
That there had to be a real. There has to be a better reason why they all like decided to resign other than they ended. Like, most likely they're gonna all stick together to make another, like, find more places to work together with. But the idea they're like, okay, because they're already under a parent company. So they're like, okay, we're under a parent company, but something had to be wrong with them to be like, no, we're not just gonna join.
We'll definitely find out more as more comes out, because this is literally just happened today, Thursday, September 12th at 6:48, and we're recording this at literally 8:30 on Thursday. So
yeah,
this is breaking news for Thursday evening, and
breaking news for us, and then
yeah, that's right.
When this comes out, you'll all know.
Yeah, we'll find out more over the weekend for sure. At least, hopefully by Monday, we'll see more of what's going on, because it's actually crazy. I mean, it's not like people are getting fired; they literally resigned. Like Tay said, something had to have happened. Something bigger that they're not reporting on happened.
Yeah, I feel like it was it clearly was a failure in negotiation, but as a team, there had to be something wrong. There had to be something else that came out of this.
Yeah, definitely. All right. Well, we'll report back on this when we find out some more information. Hopefully next week, we'll get a bigger picture of what happened. Maybe we'll find one of the developers on Twitter who will come forward and say something. I mean, they resigned, so they don't work there anymore.
They can say whatever they want now.
Yeah, so we'll check back with that.
So you won't believe the shit.
No, we definitely won't. And we won't believe what's next. Microsoft is getting more layoffs. 650 more Xbox employees will be cut. And there was a big it's a big deal, because this year is, in general, for Microsoft, the whole gaming industry has been just laying off people left and right. But today, it was just like, what the hell happened? So they had a big sort of leak, because Phil Spencer's memo was leaked, the whole memo, after people were fired. and we'll just read a little bit about it, talking about why he did it. So it states, for the past year, I've been to minimize disruption while welcoming new teams and enabling them to do their best work. As part of our post-acquisition team structure and managing our business, we have made the decision to eliminate approximately 650 roles across Microsoft Gaming, mostly corporate and supporting functions, to organize our business for long-term success. So, I mean, because it's a lengthy memo, we'll go over every single word, but basically, they fired 650 corporate roles from Activision. So this is a lot of roles that are being eliminated from Activision that are redundant because they have sort of similar roles already filled in the Microsoft division. So we knew that this was down the line. We knew it was going to happen at some point in time when these big acquisitions come along, and you can't have two heads of HR, you can't have two VPs, or it's just like there are positions that you don't want double of, so they're gonna have to fire people.
The thing I don't get is, wasn't this the purpose for the initial wave of layoffs?
No.
The 1900 that were laid off, was it earlier this year or last year?
Earlier this year.
Yeah, earlier this year. That was the purpose of that they said in completing the acquisition of Activision and Blizzard that they were having a lot of redundancies and stuff like that. So I don't understand, like, did they just like, oops, we missed the 650 positions, like, my bad, we're just gonna get rid of you guys?
I think it was a title thing.
Yeah.
Well, so like, I'm sorry, Brother Tay.
Oh,
so like, for example, like when for like, as Brother Jay is a giant and a like WWE fan, when WWE and UFC combined to make their thing, because of what they created, a lot of positions were like, you eliminate positions that have the same title, but then as you go through more, you discover some of the titles that you didn't see just have the same work function and discovery as some of the other things that you already do. So sometimes some things just kind of sneak through the cracks sometimes.
So it's like essentially like they overlooked a bunch of positions that were just like, oh, we probably should have gotten rid of you before.
Yeah, they're like, oh, they're like, this is your title. Like, what do you do? Then they describe it. They're like, oh, so you're just like the other guy we already have. And they're like, I guess. It's like, oh, we really don't need you, huh?
So it's like, so it's like Office Space.
Yeah, in a way, yeah.
I mean, the original 1900 roles that were let go, it was part of a broader, from Activision, roles that were released from Activision. You were right, but that was from like developers and stuff like that. Whereas this is all mostly corporate workers now. So that's sort of like the big difference in the two. I mean, of course, anybody losing a job sucks, especially in this market.
Yeah, Phil Spencer made it a point to say, like, no games are canceled, no studios are closing.
Yes,
it was just like a corporate thing. Which, I mean, I'll be the first one to tell you, screw those corpos. But still, nobody should just lose their job just because somebody else had it somewhere else, Yeah, at least try and like move them somewhere else or find somewhere to go. Like, I don't know, maybe I don't know. I don't run a business, so
no. Most things, when these things happen, you can kind of just like give someone else like a different description to fill the different title without firing someone. Yeah. I'm guessing they had some like conversations about it before they got to the firing.
Maybe
is what I hope normally.
I think that's wishful thinking.
Yeah, like I said, I hope.
Yeah. I mean, Phil Spencer did end up saying that they're going to be supporting them by giving them generous exit packages, including
donations,
severance,
gifts,
that's extended healthcare and outplacement services to help with the transition. That's for the roles that were replaced here in the United States, because, of course, you can't. Everything's done by
different labor
laws.
laws
And, yeah, exactly.
in different countries.
I mean, that's usually what happens when there's mass layoffs at a major company. I remember when I was laid off from the tech industry. They laid off it was like 1,000 people, and I was part of that. They gave us like 4 months pay. They gave us health care until the end of the year.
Yeah, I remember. I
And
was jealous AF.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Because you had
Yeah,
another job like,
I
right away.
literally had another job like a week and a half later, and I was getting double checks.
Yeah.
It was literally like I gotta check 1 week, I gotta pay for my new job. Gotta check 1 week, gotta pay for my new job. It was amazing.
At least, I mean, sometimes you get some people are better that way. I'm sorry, brother Jay.
Listen.
Sorry, producer Jay.
All right, listen.
Yeah, so I mean, they
also
are
understand
extending services. So
I also understand the jealousy. I get you.
Yeah.
I would also
see, but that's the thing. A lot of people don't look at that side. They just look at, oh, people got laid off. They don't have a job no more. Like, yeah, they don't have a job anymore, but they're still getting a lot of things.
Yeah, they're getting healthcare still. They're still getting paid. They're setting up outplacement services so they can transition them to new jobs if they want to. Which my job, when I got laid off, did the same thing. They were actually helping people trying to find jobs.
I know you're just showing off at this point. I don't appreciate
I'm not. I'm just saying.
I get it. They were kind to you. Goddamn.
Yeah, I was going to say, you're fired, but here's this.
Defending the corporals, brothers.
I'm not defending the corporals. Oh
fuck
my
the corporals,
God.
is goddamn. Well, is that what happens when everyone gets laid off? Because like I don't think that happens for everyone.
I see. That's the thing. I don't think it happens everywhere. I think it's just certain companies that have the money to do that.
Well, not because now I feel bad for other people who got laid off. They're like, oh, we ain't giving you that shit.
Yeah, you just gone. Bye.
Because I'm not gonna put that, but I know a few friends that like the year started. They were made aware like in November. They're like, hey, so let you know you ain't gonna have a job when you come back here next year.
Damn.
Yeah, no, that's definitely different.
Yeah, they're just letting you know.
crazy.
Be like, you better start looking for another job.
Yeah, it's like so let you know. Like I know Christmas, Thanksgiving coming up. Just be prepared to start looking for another job.
You save them checks, boy.
Right? don't go too crazy this Christmas.
Word.
Oh no! Somebody tells me that. Oh, we fighting right there. We fighting right there. Oh man! All right, let's. Sorry to those people who lost their jobs. We hope Microsoft extends their services so they can find new jobs, and that's it. There's not much else we can do.
Yeah.
It sucks. It does. It really does suck. But I think it doesn't suck as much as the price of PS5 Pro. So this week they announced.
What a segue.
Yeah, they announced the PS5 Pro, and they showed the price for like a second and a half, maybe 2 seconds. This is being generous. Because the price is $699 for the digital console, all digital console, no disc drive, no stand included, $699. And the 9-minute showcase that they did for it, like the little presentation, it didn't do much to sway people. Because if you go look on YouTube, the like to dislike ratio on that video is really bad. It's really, really bad. I don't think people are excited outside from like the small minority of hardcore gamers who will, no matter what, will buy a new PlayStation console. The price point is really outrageous for just a regular, average Joe or casual gamer. I don't see people rushing to the stores to buy this console on the price point alone.
Now, I think it's a fair price. Nah, who am I kidding?
I was about to say, get him out of here.
No, all right. So,
I mean, that's your opinion.
Well, all right. What do you think, Tay? Because you're probably the most in the market for this because you don't have a PS5 yet.
Nope.
So what do you think about this price of
It's the same.
seven?
It's the same. They do the same shit for every PlayStation. It doesn't surprise me.
Yeah,
You want the honest truth? They
you're
did the same.
right.
Yeah. So this doesn't. Really, I'm like, oh. As soon as I saw that, like, oh, it's a new thing, and then like the PlayStation 5 Plus, I was like, oh, I'm like, watch it be smaller and cost the same shit, because that's what they always do.
Yeah,
And then
but
It doesn't.
as soon as I saw it, I was like, yeah, I was right, same shit.
Yeah, but it's just so much more expensive. Now I get it for someone like you who let's say you own a PS4 or PS4 Pro, you don't have a 5, and you saved up for the PS4 or the PS5, and you're like, you know what? I'll save a little bit more and get the PS5 Pro because you don't already have a PS5. So for you it may be a worthwhile upgrade because you're going from last generation to the current generation. But I don't see
Like
how this, like, for me, I own a PS5 already. I don't see the point in getting a Pro.
my concern is not like I understand like for like I as an outlier to me since I don't have it, I can see like someone like me going like, you know what, I don't have it. It's a better thing. It kind of just gives you an option to be like, hey, if like especially with Christmas coming around and you want to buy yourself one as a gift, you can be like, okay, I couldn't get this PlayStation, but they have the PlayStation Plus available. So that's how I see it. So like, okay, I couldn't find this one, but hey, the other one is still here. I can
yeah.
just use that for now.
Well, I honestly like. All right, so when Xbox released the Elite controllers, one of the things that I remember people saying was that, oh, it's worth it. It's worth it. Like, yeah, it's the same controller, but it's worth it. It has a lot of features and stuff like that. And I remember Phil Spencer saying that when there is a premium product, people will, buy it if they feel like it's worth it. Now, I think PlayStation looked at that and
Said, hold,
saw,
hold my
yeah, they
beer.
were like, hold my beer. And they kind of just ran with it, and they took it a little too far. Okay, so the PS5 Pro, based on what was shown, I think it is a decent upgrade because one of the main criticisms of this generation, not just PlayStation but in general, was that so many games were giving you the toggle for you want fidelity or you want performance. A lot of people don't care; they'll just leave it random or leave it whatever it's at. But a lot of people do care, and I'm one who prefers performance. Like, I don't care what resolution it runs at. I don't care like what it does, whatever. I prefer performance. I can't unless it's not available. I can't play a game in 30 frames per second. I have to go with the performance mode. So I can see the benefit of basically eliminating that choice and just giving you fidelity and performance, at least based on the trailer. However, one thing that came out of this is that not many games are even going to offer that. So then that begs the question, why is this a thing? Why does this exist if you spent 8 of the 9 minutes in this presentation telling you so many people want this? They want performance, they want fidelity, they want both. And then it
Be like, we don't
comes out.
got it.
Yeah, it comes out, and then it's just like, yeah, maybe not every game's gonna have that, so best not get your hopes up. I don't like that. And then this is not even talking about the price. I'm just talking about the purpose of the console. And then you add on the price, and it's just like, why? What are you trying to accomplish with this? And essentially, Sony from, what was it, 2006 is back because they did the same thing when they announced the PS3. They announced it at $600, and the room was just like whisper silent. There was a few little golf claps here and there, but it was like it was bad. And they even
Yes, sir.
said, I don't remember if they said it on the stage or maybe it was in like an interview afterwards. They literally said people will get 2 jobs to get the PS3.
Yeah.
And I feel like that mentality is starting to resurface, and this is the cocky Sony that people thought was long dead.
Right.
And
Could you imagine if there was no Xbox or Nintendo around? Sony is going to charge you $1,000 for consoles.
yeah,
You know,
And-
like this is with competition.
yes. And you see, that also bothers me too, because one of the main sentiments that blew my mind. So Sony announced this PS5 Pro, and they announced $700. And one of the first things that people say, this is what happens when Xbox doesn't compete. And it's just like, what? Why is Xbox the first thing you bring up?
Why is Xbox? What does it do with Xbox at all?
Exactly. What does Xbox have to do with anything regarding this thing? This is a Sony product. We're talking about Sony, PlayStation. Let's blame them.
Some people just want to look for someone to blame.
Nah,
honest truth.
this is Series S's fault. This is because
Series
Series
Game
S.
Pass's fault.
It's you know, it's stopping developers from making games. It's the Series S fault.
Is Game Pass? God damn,
It's Game Pass's fault. Damn it,
always
Game
Game.
Pass.
Damn you,
Game
Phil
Pass.
Spencer.
It's always Game Pass's
Right.
fault.
There was a meme. Somebody showed a Series Series S next to Mark Cerny, saying like, make it $200 or make it $700. It was whispering in his ear to make it $700.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's outrageous, and Sony, for lack of a better term, is swinging their dicks around, and they want everybody to see, because they're just like, look at what we can get away with, and people are lining up to get their faces slapped with their dicks.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just say it like that. That's what it is. They are lining up. They'll be like, please slap me right in the face, right in my eye. Please do it.
Oh yeah, because was it Jeff Keighley? He was on Twitter all day after the announcement. He had like 20-something tweets supporting Sony.
Yeah.
And just like the corporate bootlicker, he was the face of corporate bootlicking on that day that they announced it.
He was doing tricks on it.
Yeah. Oh, it's absolutely insane. It just, for me, it just doesn't make any sense. Of course, people don't have to buy it, but I've also seen the argument. It's like, oh, you don't have to buy it, just let it be. Sure, we don't have to buy it, we let it be, but that doesn't mean we can't voice our concerns for where the industry is going. Because if the Pro is going to be $700, that's before taxes, before this drive, and before the stand. So you're looking at over $800, possibly closer to $900 for the system if you want everything included. You look at almost $1,000 for the system. What's the PS6 going to be priced at?
That's exactly the point. The fact that they're doing this now, when in 4 years they're gonna release another console. Like, how much is that gonna cost? And we've known that when Sony does stuff, the industry follows. And who knows? Like, yeah, Xbox has a golden opportunity to kind of counter what they're doing right now. But who's to say that they don't do the same shit?
Yeah.
And their next console is like $700 as well.
That's
so it's
the numbers.
Like, that's what I'm
numbers thing.
Well,
like if this definitely works out, they will definitely be like, oh yeah,
that's the issue.
Let me deal with this thing.
That's
the problem that lies ahead of us. And
Xbox can win. All they have to do is say our console is gonna be $599, right? With 2 terabytes, and that's it. And then you're gonna have the whole machine learning thing, just like PlayStation will have their version of their AI, the PSSR. They can do all this thing and undercut Sony and sort of gain favor in the hardware market. I mean, I know they don't really care too much about hardware, but they can do something where they can undercut them
They
and come
could.
out on top.
Oh, Brother Tay.
I know.
I love how you think. Love how you think that. But like we all know it all comes down to money and numbers. And if those numbers aren't hurting Sony enough, where Xbox can be like, we can do the same and earn more money than they did, they will definitely be like, nah, they worked out enough for us.
I mean, you're right. You're probably right, but I don't think Xbox is in a position to put themselves the same way Sony has. They can't. I don't think Xbox can afford to charge almost $800 for a console with a disc drive. People aren't buying the series consoles as much as they're buying PS5s. So why would they charge $400 more for their next console? I mean, I know it's hard to make consoles, and especially in this economy with technology, how far more advanced it is, we would definitely have to pay for it. But I don't think they are in a position where they can do that and save face and say, "Oh, buy it. Trust me, it's great." And it'd be powerful. It'd be, let's say, another powerful console, more powerful than the PS5 Pro, or I don't think they're in a position that they could do that. Not enough people are buying even the series consoles, so why would they make something so much more expensive?
Right. So Microsoft has the opportunity. Like I hate that we're like talking about Xbox now, but the Xbox has the opportunity to basically deviate from just charging them more. So I had an idea. I was thinking about this the past couple days. So you know how before the Switch came out, Nintendo had they had the DS, 3DS, and then they had the Wii U or whatever. They always had that. Before that it was Game Boy. And for the Wii U was Wii, and they always had the two separate, the home console and then the mobile console. And they always sold the best. Like they were always on their A game with that. And one of the reasons why the Switch was so successful is because they merged those two together. And all the 3DS owners upgraded to the Switch. All the Wii U owners upgraded to the Switch. So it was like basically like a groundswell of audience for the new Switch. So if Xbox wanted to basically kind of capitalize on that type of marketing, they could sell. So, all right, the rumors are that they're working on a handheld. And they haven't said it, but they strongly hinted that it's coming very soon. What I think could possibly happen is they'll release their handheld and they'll release the next gen consoles. Like, I don't know if they'll be around the same time, but they'll basically be like in tandem. They could bank on people buying the Xbox, the home console, and also buying the handheld, because one of the main aspects of like the current, like the Steam Deck, the RG Ally, all these other handhelds, is that it works as a companion. I use it as a companion. I take it to work with me. I play different games while I'm at work, and then when I come home I play different games. So it's like it works both ways because I get two different experiences. So I want to own both. If they can somehow tap into that and make it so that way people would want to buy both consoles, they wouldn't have to sell it for a crazy amount of money because people will be buying both. So that's one way that they could potentially like undercut Sony. Will they do that? I doubt it, because that's too smart. It makes so much sense. They won't do it. But anyway, back to Sony. This pricing is just it screams greed, and I know people have been doing the comparisons to PC, like, oh, you can get a PC. Taking PC out of the argument, it's ridiculous that they're trying to charge people this amount of money for marginal upgrades, because that's what it's gonna be. It's gonna be marginal upgrades. It's not gonna be anything super significant. Yeah, you can play games that at 60 FPS with some games at 60 FPS with fidelity on. No, GTA 6 is not going to be one of them. I will tell you this right now. It is not going to run at 60 frames per second. You can quote me, you can bet me any amount of money. It will not, at launch, it will not run at 60 FPS on the PlayStation 5 Pro. I'm telling you right now.
I don't think it will run at 60 FPS until we get a new generation of consoles.
A new GTA.
We're not getting a new GTA until PlayStation 6 and whatever Xbox is going to name their next one. Don't worry about GTA 6 right now.
That's what I'm saying. Like, in this generation, it's not going to happen. Because even Red Dead Redemption 2 still doesn't even have a 60 FPS patch.
Nope.
You know, so I don't think it's going to happen at all. It's going to be 30 frames. It's going to run really well. And it will, I mean, of course, it'll have some bugs, I'm sure, but it will run well at 30 frames and it will have 4K resolution.
I think the only games that are going to see the benefit are Sony's first-party games. That's it. And I think maybe a sprinkle of third-party games. But the vast majority are probably not even going to see anything. Because one thing people neglect, and this was the same problem that the PS4 Pro had, it's the same CPU.
Exactly.
That's still gonna be the bottleneck. Like these console games are CPU built. Like they're based on the CPU. So if you have the same CPU, you're not gonna see that much of an upgrade. Some games will, but not all, and that's the problem. So like if you're trying to market this thing as the best thing ever that will play all your games better, you'd be wrong, because it's not going to play every game better. It'll play some, but not all. And you're really going to pay $700 to play like maybe 5 or 6 games better?
What are you talking about? They need The Last of Us 2 remastered twice on the PS5 Pro, right?
What are you talking about? What if Jackson Dex 2, the next Jackson Dex comes out? I gotta be ready for Spiral.
Hey, yo,
better than ever.
If they can make the PS5 Pro play PS3 games natively, maybe that might be a selling point.
I mean, they did. What's crazy is that they locked backwards compatibility for PS4 and PS5 games behind the disc drive. You know, they added a paywall for backwards compatibility for the Pro because you have to get the disc drive, which just increases the cost that much more. I mean, it's really scummy practice what they're doing.
They sold out of those disc drives.
Exactly.
Which is funny because Sony never confirmed that disc drive will even work with the PS5 Pro. People are just assuming.
What? I would never.
Sony confirmed it. Did they?
Are you sure? I didn't see anything regarding that.
I also haven't seen anything.
If you go to the store, it says PS5 Slim version disc drive.
Yeah.
It it says slim version or something with the slim. It doesn't say anything about PS5 Pro unless they updated it. Last I checked.
It says Slim Shady. You didn't know?
Slim Shady.
It's a completely different version. You wasn't paying attention. That's the problem.
Yeah.
My name is...
That's crazy. If people went out and sold out the disc drive for the PS5 Slim in hopes that it will be available to use on their Pro, and it doesn't, that's an even bigger...
Okay, all right, so they did change the name of it, but they still don't say that it's going to work on the PS5 Pro. They say...
did you look it up right now?
I just looked it up right now. It's called Disc Drive for PS5 Digital Edition Consoles.
Okay.
But when you look at the description, it doesn't say anything about PS5 Pro. Granted, it's not out yet.
It's not out yet.
It's not out yet.
But...
That's crazy if that happens.
But if that happens, it'd be like, yo, actually, PS5 Pro version is like $100 and not $80.
Oh no, that's crazy. No, please don't be like that.
But the Sony we're talking about.
True. I mean, they did just quietly increase the prices of the DualSense controller. So globally increased $5, but of course the exchange rate and different countries have different pricings. In Australia, they increased it $10. So this is this is Sony with competition. They're increasing the prices of the PS5 in Japan. They increase the prices of your DualSense controller, $5 or $10 depending on where you are. And the PS5 Pro is just going to be astronomical, $800 with the disk drive. I just, what are we doing here? Why is Sony just raising the prices of everything? Absolutely.
All my life
Because-
I've had to fight.
Because they can. That's all they need. They just need. Can they? They will.
Am I able to get away with this?
Yes, I'm doing it.
And I say quietly because like all the stores are charging $74.99 now. You know?
Yeah, it wasn't like in a
Most-
blog post or anything. It just happened that stores are just changing the prices to $5 more.
Yeah. It's absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy. I don't understand the
Lost
big
my
price
life.
increases 4 years into the generation, increasing prices. Shouldn't it be the other way around?
It should be. The problem is I mean, I hate to constantly like use this as an excuse, but I think the pandemic changed everything. It changed production, it changed how we make things, like it just things aren't cheaper anymore.
Oh no, it changed a lot. It changed how we view things, how we can do things. It's
Yeah.
not even an excuse. It's just what happened.
Yeah.
'Cause I felt-
But it's just the fact that like we're still talking about the pandemic. I mean, like
I want
it
you to know-
it was something
it's bad.
crazy, but
It still affects us. Like it still affects us to the point where like we're in 2024, like stuff. It still feels like the pandemic was like. It still felt like it was like a year ago.
yeah.
That's how much it's really affected everybody. So don't. It is what it is.
Yeah.
All right.
Hello.
Yeah, no, it's just absolute. I'm just sitting here looking at the article about how it's increasing the prices. I'm just dumbfounded.
My brother's reading. He
Yeah.
was gone.
Yeah, I was gone, just like, oh my god, it can't be. All right, so it's sort of like what happened to the portal, right? Because there was an article that came out from VG Charts that said less than 3%, fewer than 3% of PS5 owners have purchased a PlayStation Portal, and it's like you don't need the portal, so they did just drop it. That's it. It's done. Fewer than 3% in the US is absolutely wild. Off for hardware for Sony. You know,
That
I
is-
actually own one. I don't even use it. It's crazy. I know. I
Yeah.
bought it for my son. and he
3%.
doesn't use it.
You're part of
3%
the
of
fewer.
you
Yeah,
said 3% of PlayStation owners?
3%. Fewer than 3% of PS5 owners
Okay.
purchased a PlayStation Portal in the US. This is US figures we're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
not
that-
UK, not worldwide, US figures. It's just absolutely insane. I did get the portal for my son, in case like somebody was gonna be on the TV or something like that. He could still play the game.
Yeah.
You know, he did use it for a while. He beat Spider-Man 2 on the portal, so it did get its use, but that was it. Because now he's
Nice.
just playing Roblox and
Yeah,
and
back to
Minecraft.
the
They go back to the the original stuff.
the
but-
tried and true.
Absolutely. You always go back to what you want.
Yeah, so I mean, it really sucks. Not the portal. I mean, it does kind of suck, but it really sucks. 'Cause the sales figures are really bad for it. You know, and Sony likes to tout their sales figures. They're always putting out reports about every quarter. They're talking about how much this console made, or this controller, or this game, and then all of a sudden, nothing about the portal. We haven't heard anything about it besides this article that came out. And it's just like, yeah, we didn't really need it.
Yeah.
We should have got what we should have got was an actual true successor to the PSP.
Right.
Oh my, yes.
I
That's
think
what
I think that is still coming.
no, it's not.
I mean, not anytime soon, but I think it's coming eventually. But yeah. So one interesting thing, because I remember when the Portal came out, is that you saw a lot of articles pointing out that it was selling out, and a lot of people were using that. Oh, look, it's selling out. So many people are buying it. And yeah, on the surface, you can look at it that way. But if Sony's not allocating enough stock to stores, of course it's going to sell out because there's not enough stock in the store. And that's one thing I'm going back to like the PS5 Pro stuff. Like, that's probably the same thing that's going to happen to the PS5 Pro. They're probably going to allocate a very small amount to stores because, one, it's also the digital version. And we already know that retailers don't like digital because they don't make money off of that. They'll make money off the console, but you can't buy digital games. And not even, like, PlayStation doesn't sell digital games in the stores.
I think that, yeah, they don't have them anymore.
Yeah.
They got rid of them.
Xbox does it. Nintendo does it. Sony doesn't do it. So, yeah, so retailers do not like digital consoles. That's why when the PS5 and Xbox Series S and X came out, they had like if they had 10 PS5s and Series X's, the Series S and the PS5 digital, they'll have like maybe one or two because they didn't want to sell those. They wanted to sell the ones with the disc because that's the games that they could sell. But yeah, so I think we will see headlines saying that the PS5 Pro is selling out, and that'll probably be because of scalpers, because that's what they do. Every new product, it doesn't matter what it is, if it's hot, they'll buy it and they'll sell it at 2 times the price. So if you're expecting to get a PS5 Pro this holiday, good luck, because you're probably not going to get it for $700.
Nope.
You're probably going to have to pay a few hundred more.
Them resellers those resellers be trying their best.
Yeah. But in terms of the Portal, it really just depends on how much money was spent on the Portal. And based on what it is, because it's just a streaming device,
yeah,
I don't think that much money was put into it. So it's not selling well. Doesn't necessarily mean it wasn't successful. It just means that there wasn't any interest and people weren't really too enthusiastic about it. So it's probably not that big of a loss for Sony in that regard. If it was a massive hit, then they would have loved it because it was like, yeah, we didn't really spend that much money on it and it's selling like crazy. But if it didn't sell that much, then it's just like, all right, well, we did it and there we go.
We try something new and things didn't work out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we can hope for a better handheld from Sony in the future.
I think they have to. I think with the Switch 2 and the Xbox rumors of their handheld, like, they have to.
I mean,
gotta really do anything.
Yeah, they don't. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I mean, the PSP was elite. I loved my PSP. Absolutely loved it.
I loved it too.
I didn't get Vita, but the PSP was absolutely amazing. And that, I guess that's why I really got the Portal. I wanted to see what it will be like. And it's just not the same.
I don't like the design of it. Like, I just don't like. It's literally just a controller cut in half and put a screen in it. Like, that's literally what it is. The most laziest design. And I get it. Oh, it's supposed to have the DualSense stuff, but it's like, I don't care. I'll sacrifice that for being able to play portable.
I mean, I turn off all that DualSense stuff when I play my PS5.
Yeah, I don't even bother.
I don't even play with vibration. Why I need haptic feedback for it?
Like, I don't
do that. Yeah,
it's so annoying.
Exactly. All right. Well, let's talk about what we mentioned earlier for GTA 6. So there was a rumor going around online that internally GTA 6 was delayed to 2026. They pushed it back. Well, apparently, reliable sources, Jason Schreier, it was debunked. That's it. It was debunked. There was no official word from any developer at Rockstar Games saying that there's an internal delay. The official statement is still coming out 2025. We don't know when, just sometime in 2025. And I hope it stays that way. $5 is on the line.
I was just gonna say. Yeah,
So
I'm getting that $5. It's getting
No.
delayed. I'm telling you, it's getting delayed.
no.
I
When it's
mean,
still, according to this rumor, it has been debunked. It is still coming out in
Yeah, Jason
2025.
Schreier has been wrong before.
You're not wrong about that. He has been wrong before. But
Wait, hold on. I missed something about a bet. I'm sorry.
Yeah, this was
probably-
like months ago.
Yeah.
Okay.
We made a $5 bet that GTA was gonna get delayed. He says it won't. I say it will.
why would you do that?
if it goes into 2026, I owe him $5.
Brother
If it
Tay.
comes out in
Brother
2025,
Tay.
listen, let the hope be, okay? I need this.
Oh no!
I need this, okay? GTA 5 is coming out. Oh, GTA 6 is coming out in 2025.
No, the
GTA
GTA
5 's
5's
already
already
out.
there.
Oh, but technically, you already won that money.
Hey, I already won.
No, GTA 6 will release in 2025, okay? Unless Rockstar comes out and says so themselves, that is the date. And there's get rid of these rumors because I need my $5.
Yeah,
Wow!
be prepared. That's all I'm saying.
You're right.
Oh Lord!
All right. I mean, that's all we got for the news.
Okay.
That's what we got for the news this week. It's been I mean, I guess the news is just all PlayStation with the PS5 Pro, so I really can't wait to see what comes more of Annapurna, because
Yeah, that one was.
that's still fresh and on. You know, I haven't even been on Twitter yet to even look at what's going on. I know it's gonna be crazy, so
We'll get
I
more
can't wait
about
to
that.
see what happens. Yeah,
You'll definitely see more about that. It'll probably, as it comes out on Twitter, we'll probably get more on TikTok and everything as well. So definitely
Yeah.
one of those interesting things.
yeah.
All right. Well, before we go, since we haven't done one in a while, let's do a question.
Oh no.
Wow!
Since it's a lot of negative news, let's talk about the greatest gaming villains.
Oh.
So, who would you say is your greatest gaming villain, or who is the greatest gaming villain? And I'll go first.
Okay.
So this one shouldn't come as a surprise if you've listened to this podcast enough. My greatest gaming villain is the elusive man from Mass Effect 2 and Mass Effect 3.
No.
He is the quintessential evil person because, and it's one thing that I appreciate that they developed his character for, because in the game, in Mass Effect 2, he's technically quote unquote good because he's on your side. And then I'm not spoiling it, this game is old, it's 10 years old, relax. Like, if you haven't played it by now, just I don't know what to tell you. But so as the game progresses, it slowly you realize that this guy is pretty bad, and that carries over into the next game. But the slow progression into you realizing who he is and what he's actually trying to do is just so good, and it makes you hate him so much that by the time you get to the next game, you would just want to punch him right in the freaking face. And you can, and that's the greatest thing ever. So
I did too.
yes. So so he's my greatest. A very close second, which again shouldn't come to a surprise, is Ocelot from Metal Gear Solid. I mean, he's just cool. He's honestly, his character has been in every single Metal Gear Solid game. Because you can't say that about any other character. Because there's always characters that miss one game or two. The series really is about him and his freaking schemes and stuff like that. So he's also up there. But I like the Elusive Man a little bit more, because Ocelot was kind of wacky. So who wants to go next?
Tay, you're up.
I'm trying to think. because like a villain is like
more time.
Yeah, because this is one of the things where it's like, objectively speaking, like you gotta be like, which is the most famous villain, and then you gotta be like, which villain did you just hate the most? Which villain did you personally just like fuck him?
No, you could very well do that.
That's what I'm trying to think. I'm like, which villain did I hate? Like, which villain did I hate the most that I really wanted to punch? Is the problem.
There's a lot.
Yeah, that's the issue. I played so many weird games. I'm all over the place.
I guess I'll go. Give you some more time to think. Okay.
Appreciate
it. All right. So I guess the villain I would choose will be the Goose from the Untitled Goose Game. That dude is a menace.
But no, you are the villain. So
you are the villain. Yeah. Oh no, I'm just kidding. I'm
the best villain that you've never heard of.
No, for real. For me, it would have to be Ganon. From
okay.
Ganon, yeah.
That's a good one.
I love playing Ocarina of Time when I had it on GameCube. It was amazing. I played that game over and over again. I think Ganon would probably be the greatest villain in a game for me.
I was gonna say, arguably greatest villain of all time.
Yeah, definitely higher up there.
It's in the running.
Objectively speaking, one of the best.
Yeah, villains. Objectively, yeah.
I think for me that's my great villain. Of course, there's so many villains, so many different villains, different across many different games. But for me, Ganon is where it's at.
Ganon. Wait, which one? You said from Ocarina of Time.
Yeah. Well, originally from Ocarina
there's a lot,
Time, but yeah, there's a lot of different versions of them. But like, I like the different versions of them in all of them. Like Wind Waker's.
Yeah.
It was really dope. I loved Wind Waker. I don't know, it was like a sleeper Legend of Zelda. A lot of people didn't like it. It was really cartoony.
I feel the
loved
same way.
Wind Waker. Wind Waker was amazing. It was one of the really great Legend of Zelda games.
Fun fact: Wind Waker is the only Zelda game that I've beaten.
Get out of here, for real?
For real.
At least you beaten one. I don't think I can't objectively remember. I think the only one I've ever beaten is Link to the Past.
Oh damn!
Are you kidding me?
I don't.
You guys never played Twilight Princess?
I've played it. I never beat it.
Twilight Princess.
No, you're in timeout.
In fairness, it wasn't mine. It was my brother's. So I had to play it every time I went to my father's house because it's not my stepbrother, it's like my half brother. But he lives with my father, so I only played it when I was over there. And then eventually I was just like, I'm tired of waiting to play this game. I don't want to play it no more.
Legend of Zelda, I never really got Legend of games, which was never really one of the things that people bought me.
You're in timeout. Let me stop.
Nigga, you can't put me anywhere, bro.
All right, Brother Tay, you're up now.
All right, I think the one I would love to punch the most, I'm probably gonna have to go with like other
Sephiroth,
or Xemnas from the Kingdom Hearts series.
Oh,
fuck both of them.
Yeah. Xemnas. Oh, you know what? Fuck Organization 13. Let's keep it a buck. Like,
honestly, yeah. What do you mean? Wow. Shit, they were all annoying.
I know.
It made no goddamn sense. I've never been so annoyed by people trying to find a heart. I'm like, fuck these hearts.
Like, yo, just right. I'll make you a heart. How about that?
Like, fucking put my fist through your chest. Does that count?
Those are good choices.
Objectively pissing me off.
Yeah, no, I definitely concur with those choices.
Yeah, those are good choices.
Sephiroth, as someone who's got as a Kingdom Hearts and someone who's played Final Fantasy VII, I swear to God, I understand I understand the things, but at a certain point, my brother, what are we doing?
just give it up already.
Word. He's got extreme mother issues. It's just so weird.
Don't they all? I feel like every villain is deep rooted in freaking familial issues that they just never got over.
And I don't. Xemnas was the type of person because Xemnas starts everything. Because as you get to learn more of what's going on, as you keep playing every Kingdom Hearts that's available, you're just like, oh, so this is all your fault. That's what it comes down to. Like, oh, this is you. You caused this. Why?
Yeah. Because why not? That's why.
You don't ever really get an answer for it. Hey,
well, not yet. Maybe in 4 we will.
Swear to God.
Doubt it, but
Like,
gotta keep these games churning.
you just gotta punch.
But anyway, so that will do it for us this week. Thank you for tuning in. Remember, you can like and subscribe on YouTube. You can share the podcast and rate us on the audio and listening to all the podcast apps that we're on. And you can support us by supporting our sponsors, W Energy, NordVPN, and Starforge PCs. We thank you for listening. We will see you next week. Peace.
Bye.